What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into Oz Talk with the Win Dummies. Of course, I'm just one of the Win Dummies, so let's bring on the other two Win Dummies. We got the one-time world champ, the step. What? He's not a step pup master. That's Ronnie. This guy's just a one-time world champ. He does have a nice forehand, though. He is Chris Smith, aka Smitty. What's up, Smitty?
Not much, man. Busy day for me. Ready to talk to two of these dudes and tell a few stories about last week and just have a good old time.
Yep, I can't wait. Let's bring in the other member of our crew. The other Win Dummy, there he is, Mr. Ronnie Unruh, the step putt master. Is it really a step putt or is it a jump putt, Ronnie? I don't know.
Step.
It depends. I mean, it depends on what it's situational based.
Well, why do you call yourself jump putter on different things when you're really a step putter?
Listen.
Asking the hard-hitting questions tonight.
The tone at which with which our podcast is starting is a little bit tense for me. So,
well,
like
hey,
we're not used to being live. We're calling people by the wrong moniker.
We have gotten.
Sounds like he's in a telephone booth. We're all over the place.
Yeah, we're having some fun. We already got some people in here saying hi. So if y'all are watching this live, please drop us a comment. Let us know you're here. We'd love to shout you out and say what's up. We got a pretty good show for our 19th episode, boys. We got two absolute studs that we're going to be able to talk to tonight. We got Dan Dokken, who just played Worlds on the AM side, and did he play well. And then we also have Kevin Babbit, who played Worlds on the pro side, and he may have just won. We're going to talk to him tonight, talk to both these boys about how their weekends went. We're going to hear from you all, too, because you both played on the pro side as well. Smitty, of course, last year's champion, looking to repeat, and we'll talk all about that. We have a few people here that are saying what's up. Let's say hi to them. There's Tyson Buffington. What's up, Tyson? We got Craig Winters saying hi. We got Loth. You're going to hear from him later. And we got Chase Boyd.
Glad they're on the YouTube, man. That makes it fun. We can see those comments.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, I know we're going to talk some Oz talk as well, because that's the main reason we're here. But where do we want to start?
Well, let's just give a forewarning that if your big ugly butt gets up and runs out the back door, that you could be taking Kendra to the hospital, no ifs, ands, or buts. And then the Win Dummies really take over, and this show is going to go straight to the toilet, baby. So, you gave me a 30-second crash course. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, so there is potential that I could be leaving tonight and taking Kendra to the hospital. So we're playing everything by ear. Smitty is absolutely not ready. But he's going to give it his best effort for sure.
We're on the air regardless. So
yeah,
I'm not ready for multiple reasons, man. I moved everything out of this house since Worlds. There's nothing here except for a lawn chair, a disc golf chair with a box on it, and me. Things aren't working worth a damn. Got a brand new house. It's in shambles. I'm exhausted. I didn't even tell you boys this, but we moved everything out, right? And we came back to get the very last little bit of stuff. And we went downstairs, and when the moving men, we hired them, thank God. I'd really be dead. They disconnected the washing machine and dryer and carried them out. And apparently the washer was dripping a little bit. And we went downstairs, and there was sheetrock tape hanging down and wet ceiling. Had to call the landlord. Ugh. It's been hell.
Wow.
Man.
The dog went down and pissed on the carpet. Then I was moving a barbecue grill in the back, and the little grease pan was full of grease, and it was flopping all over. So I just took it and threw it out in the yard. I'll be damned if the dog didn't go rolling it 10 seconds later.
My God.
Oh!
Is there anything worse than moving?
No.
I mean, if there is, I don't know. I'm not aware of it. I've had to move a couple times for work, and they were fairly close together. Y'all remember when I had to go to Topeka and then come back? I mean, we bought this house in 2018, and I may die here just so I don't have to move again. I just can't stand it.
The mortgage rates too. Yeah.
Well, that's yeah. I mean,
It's another whole
I
conversation.
really feel
Yeah.
for you, buddy.
So, well, should we talk about our worlds a little bit and then jump into some top talk?
I mean, I can be pretty brief about how my worlds went.
Sure.
It could be summed up in one word, and disappointing would be it. From the way I played to just the overall experience that was had in Emporia. Man, I really had real high hopes that DD would put on a great show, something better than what we saw in Flagstaff, which looking back wasn't too bad now. But just in general, man, I was unfortunately disappointed with how the week went.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. But I think we have to look at it from the other side of the coin too. They brought in almost 900 people and tried to run so many courses, and I love the idea of all of it being there. I love seeing all the people that you only see once a year. That was the highlight of my week, was bumping into people that we hadn't seen since Flagstaff or longer, meeting new people. Man, I met 2 new dudes that are just instantly my dudes, man. Michael Woodward, excuse me, from Texas. Woody, that guy, he is a man's man. He has the best mustache I've ever seen. I knew right from the second that I was going to like this guy. And then Hank Kerwin, last year's 55 champ. That dude is just a solid dude. I hung out with him a lot, watching Kevin play his final 9. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if it was because I was sitting in a motel in Emporia, versus even last year when we were just in the Airbnb, we were still somewhere different. So it was interesting. So I think yours probably felt so mundane because you were driving back and forth. That's a lot of driving, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that the experience for me was a little bit different this year, just from a sheer standpoint of, I mean, it didn't feel any different than any other tournament for me. I mean, I slept in my own bed every night. I literally was on the road 25 minutes after my last putt fell every day. I took in none of the experience of the week other than the golf. And of course I hung out with some of the homies a little bit, watched Babbit play a little bit. Fortunately, I wasn't able to go see you. You were always playing, a long ways away from me. So, yeah, it's just the experience wasn't great. And part of that was, like we just talked about, kind of my own fault. But I just kind of was hoping that the DD crew would kind of treat us a little more like we mattered a little bit more, I guess, is the best way to say it. But overall, I mean, it was okay. I wish I'd have played well. I mean, had I played better, maybe the week feels different to me too. But it was just, I mean, I averaged 985 golf for the week, and that's pretty ho hum, fall out of bed kind of stuff. So it was just kind of one of those weeks. We're looking for better in Minnesota, though. How about that?
Yeah, I think next year when we road trip to Minnesota, I think we're gonna hopefully be excited. I think the maybe the one thing we can point to that was different from this Worlds than the last time Worlds was in Emporia is one dude that we had on this podcast a few months ago, Doug Bierkus. That dude took, attention to detail down to, dude, you're going to fill up the water at Jones East and they're going to be filled all the time. And if it's not filled, call this number and we'll bring you water. We'll get you taken care of. So, we lost him from here in Kansas, but we got him on a much broader scale. And I bumped into Doug the last day and talked to Doug a little bit. He said he's going to call me this week and we were going to chit chat. So I'm guessing he's wanting to know, maybe wanted some of my feedback as to what I saw and what I felt. So, but the highlight for me, man, had to be Friday night getting inducted into the Kansas Flying Disc Hall of Fame. That was, dude, man, I was sitting around that room looking around and I just could not stop smiling. I look over there and I see Harvey come in. I asked all the people, is Harvey going to be here? And nobody knew. And Harv came in, so that made it all worth it. Crazy John Brooks was running around the place. Bart Patton, Dave, of course, Kevin, Voschholz, Ron Rice. Man, there was just so many just outstanding, awesome people there. My mom showed up. Of course, she was there when it came off of the course, and she's like, well, how did it go? And I said, well, it was terrible, Mom. And she goes, oh, was it terrible or was it terrible? And I said, there's only one kind of terrible, lady. I'm going to get an iced tea.
That was probably my biggest regret of the weekend, was not being able to be there. But thankfully, through technology, I was able to watch the induction ceremony live on the old internet. So congrats, buddy. That was a big deal. I know you'll be all humble about it, but that is a big deal. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I had some zingers that I held back too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't want to see the old hook come out from the side.
They start playing the music on you.
I thought you had some pretty good ones already. I gave you some nice feedback on your speech because I loved it. So good job.
It was pretty good.
Thank you. I'm pretty good at acting like I know what I'm talking about sometimes. So, hey, let's pay the bills, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Well, you know what? This episode first is sponsored by. Hold on. Let me tell you who. Boom. Wild Bill Hickok Disc Golf Club. And you know what? We have the man himself who couldn't join us because he's running a league. But you know what? He made a video just for you all to watch and to listen. And this thing's pretty awesome. So let's take a peek.
Hey everybody, this is Andrew from the Wild Bill Hickok Disc Golf Club. Thank you to the Wind Dummies for giving me this opportunity to talk about the Father Padilla Open. I'm coming to you right now from Discs Unlimited, and I know a lot of you guys love the Discs Unlimited Open. We fill that thing up every single spring. This last spring we filled it up in pretty much record time. All 100 spots were filled up, and we're going to do another tournament this summer, July 6th, the Father Padilla Open down at the Voschholz family disc golf course. And this tournament is designed to be a fundraiser for the Harrington Courses Disc Golf Project. We just obviously changed the Voschholz family disc golf course into an 18-hole permanent course, and everybody loves that course. But we are also putting in another course out at one of Harrington's lakes out at the reservoir. We got a big piece of land that the city owns that we're going to be converting into a disc golf course, and we're pretty excited about it. There's going to be some big shots on there, a possibility of throwing off the top of the dam down into the field, and lots of trees to work around. So that's one to look forward to, but it's going to take raising some money. And that's what this tournament is doing. We got a raffle going along with this event. Right now, our big prize is a Blackstone griddle, one of those 22-inch Blackstone portable griddles, and various other prizes. I'd probably miss something if I tried to list the rest of them, but we got some good financial contributions too that we're going to be getting even more prizes with, and we're excited about it. $45 entry will get you a disc no matter what division you're in. Every person that enters gets a disc, and there will also be payout, and it's just like any other. It's not the KDGA tournament points system. It'll be an actual tournament point system. So come on out. It's going to be a good time. July 6th down in Harrington. Feel free to message me on Facebook if you have any questions. But just go to the event page to learn more about what we've got going on for the Father Padilla Open. Just search that on Facebook, Father Padilla Open. Again, thank you so much to Lucas and Smitty and Ronnie for giving me the platform to talk about this. Love what you guys do with the Win Dummies podcast. We're going to keep listening, and we're going to keep enjoying it. But we'll see you guys out for the Father Padilla Open, July 6th, 2024. See you there.
Awesome.
I love that logo, man. That Padres guy throwing the frisbee. That's awesome.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know if you caught the his little tagline, one time successful step putter.
Yes. Yeah, it was good.
That was
It was
funny.
really funny. Yeah,
That's great, man.
Craig's pumped up about that new course.
There you go.
He's probably already making plans.
And there's not a whole lot of places I'd rather be playing disc golf than Father Padilla Park. So I wish I was available that weekend. I would definitely get my butt up there. Harrington's one of my places, man. I love it. I even saw a pretty cool hole there that I tend to like a little bit too. So
Yeah. Did you win some money on that hole?
Yes, we did.
Oh, huh?
We sure did.
You splitters.
Sure did.
All right.
That's pretty
Well,
cool. Got a new course going in. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that.
yeah. So thanks so much, Andrew, for making that video and showing off some of the property too, and kind of explaining what that tournament's for. I hope you guys listening get a chance to play that and can get out there and support that, because awesome of him to also sponsor the episode. So thanks again.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Andrew. Or Loft, as we call him.
Yeah, bluff. All right. Well, let's talk some Oz talk.
Boys, can you believe it's been since Four Fathers Fling since we talked Oz talk here?
Yeah, it's been a second.
That seems like a long time ago, doesn't it? All right, so let's look at these a few of these events that have taken place since our last episode. Of course, we had the Four Fathers Fling. We just talked about it a little bit. We filled that baby up at 80 players, and you can see that Luke and I shot the hot scores from the Masters division. I think the open score was 13 or 14 down. So, yeah, Luke and I had a good battle all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Then we got the Limestone Open there in Cottonwood Falls, one of the courses that they almost played for Worlds. They played a rearranged, shortened version.
Yeah.
And Duck and crew ran that, and they had 71 players. And Cade Kuhlmeyer there shot a 12 down for the hot round. And Cade's not a KDJ member, but he should be.
What are you doing, Cade? Get your life together.
Come on, Cade.
Yeah, I know. Then we had the Toodle Toss, which I ran down Miltonville with the help of Mr. Workentine, who always does a great job of raising money and getting that course maintained for probably himself. He's probably the only guy in town that plays it, maybe Dakota once in a while. And Nolan and I were the top two scores. I shot a 6 and Nolan shot a 4 down.
Oh, fun fact. Disc and Deals coverage may be at Toodle Toss next year to show that place off.
Well, put the extended zoom cameras away. You're not going to need them.
Yeah, I heard it's short, but maybe we're going to get an ace on film.
There's a good chance. And then last week on players meeting, we talked a lot about the Doodah, but you can see there's the Doodah, 107 people. Nate Alton shot really well. You can watch the coverage on Disc and Deal's coverage. Lucas and I did commentary all this week, and he's been dropping them the last couple of days. And there's some fun stuff, man. Goose about takes out the drone, and oh my gosh, we got some new features. So you're definitely gonna want to tune in and check that out. I guarantee you, you're gonna laugh probably. I know Lucas
Ronnie makes a bunch of bogeys. It's a good time.
How much have you watched, Ronnie?
I've watched both rounds that have dropped so far.
So did you like the grease train?
Man,
it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
I've played a round or two with Keenan. I can imagine where it's headed.
So, and then just last weekend, we had the Norton Open. I think it was the 30th annual, if I remember right off of their flyer. That's a long dang time for a tournament to keep on running. They had 40 players, and Jonathan Fletcher from Nebraska was able to come in and shoot a 15 down and take all the money back to Nebraska. And while that was going on, Darren Bottom was running the Santa Fe Trail Open at Lyons High School. He had 63 players, and Darren Bottom himself in the MP50 division shot a 107.
Okay, DB.
And then Todd Potter in the MP50 and Matt Newton in MP40 shot a 108. So, boys, that wraps up what's happened since the last time we were on. And I don't know if you noticed this, Ronnie, but there's a lot of old dudes on that far right side of that screen.
I mean, it's been a theme for the last few years, right? I mean, old guys have kind of ruled the roost when Nate Alton decides to stay home. So, we've what you don't see is there's no Ronnie on there. So that's unfortunate. But I only played one event. I did play the Doodah, but I was the first person not to get a mention on there. But we got some events coming up. What do we got coming? I know we got some stuff about ready to shake it out in the KDGA. I'll take this. How about this weekend? Is that Saturday?
This weekend, yeah, already.
Out there at Pratt. Gosh, one I wish I didn't have to miss. Hot and cold. Jason Winkle locked up Lemon Park for the day. They're gonna play the Hot and Cold Classic out there in Pratt. The next weekend, Austin's gonna run Lakewood Park Open. I assume they're gonna play probably the north and the south courses there at Lakewood. Fun little park courses, man. Get your butt up there. Then we heard from Loft with the Father Padilla Open on July 6th up there in Harrington. Smitty's got a couple days of disc golf planned, 2 individual seat tiers. Is that correct?
Yeah, different divisions each day.
Yeah, you got different divisions each day at Cessna Classic in Wichita. Always a fun one. Double Trouble at Toodleville, Milton Vale, another one. Eli's going to run that one, and then Craig down there in Sharon. The bird is the word. I'm sure he'll have
bird is the word.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have some folks down there for that one. So we got it's that time of year, man. We got 1 or 2 tournaments every weekend, from now until the weather changes back on us. So we're right in the mix of it.
Yeah, I think Hot and Cold, they're doing 2 rounds at Lemon, this year. Yeah, so no Dennis May
at all at Lemon Park.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And Smitty, I saw some disgusting discs. Are those for the Cessna Classic?
Kind of, sort of. They'll be for the payout at the Cessna Classic. We're doing the towels in the players pack.
Okay.
So they'll be available.
Those towels are sweet too.
Yeah, dude. Not only have I been moving for the last 3 days, but I've been watching my phone for delivery notices so I could bust butt over to the old house and get things off of the porch so they don't disappear. And look, if you're not following the Heisman Disc Golf page on Facebook, you might want to follow it because I'm going to be moving some frisbees the next few weeks. So,
man, those that stuff that you got in from Innova it ain't usually my cup of tea, but I might have to thumb my way through a few of those. Those are some pretty sweet looking frisbees.
Well,
Yeah.
that last one that I posted, nobody really even guessed what it was. That's that thing's sweet, dude. That is a Champion Halo Mako 3.
Hmm.
So
Whoa.
I haven't seen very many Champion Halo discs.
No.
Champion
Yeah,
Halo.
There's
I
a
mean,
lot of movies.
I have a Mako 3 in my bag. Oh man, can you hold that one back for me?
First come, first serve, homeboy.
Dang it. Dang it. All right. Here's $1 million.
I'm in. I'll save it. So I think, Lucas, isn't there a slide that kind of details what's at stake here? So we're trying to collect points throughout this entire KDJ season, and you get a point for every person you beat or tie at a KDJ event, every KDJ member that you beat. And you're collecting points. Number one goal for everybody should be to be the overall champion. And that's regardless of division. Jeff Leahy won it from an AM Masters division at one point, and Tate won it last year, I do believe, and I think Tate has a pretty big lead going into this year. We'll look here in a second. But not only are you playing for the overall points race, you're also trying to win your division. So as you chase points, we get trophies to the top 3 in each division. And you're getting these points not only to win your division, but to number 3 on this list, qualify for the KDJ finals. And if you do qualify, or if you don't qualify, you should still come to the banquet. We have a blast. It's in Salina again. Last year, we did the the Thomas Park Open. And then we all went out and they got this indoor go-kart track and arcade and pool, and it's got everything. And I about killed Ivan in go-kart racing, and I mean literally killed him, ran him into the wall a little bit. And man, we have a blast. But then the next day we come out, we play a big skins match. And if you qualify and you show up, you get a KDJ membership out of the deal, plus a chance to win some money. So basically, if you can qualify, you can parlay that over every year or roll that over every year and never have to buy another membership. Mm-hmm. So can you advance the slide for me?
Of course.
So here's what we've got. Here's how you qualify. You can qualify for being the top 3rd. If you're the top 3rd points earner in your division you're in, doesn't matter anything else. Those are signified by blue on the KDJ points here in a second when we look at them. You can there's a blue one. Maroon, excuse me. You can qualify by being a regional qualifier. That's the top pro and the top AM in each of the 5 regions. So sometimes in a region that maybe doesn't have a lot of players, you better tell me where that neck brace, homie. We've had people who weren't in the top 3 get in off of that regional qualifier. So 2 people from each region get in that way. So there's another 10 people getting in. And then we have last chance qualifiers, which will be designated by purple. Here in a second, when we look at the points, and you can see all the last chance qualifiers. Basically, it's the last event in that region for the year. Now, if somebody pops an event up here at the end of the year, and we won't take away the last chance qualifier from any of these guys. These guys will continue to get it, even if somebody runs an event the week before Thomas Park. So we just lock those in early. And then my favorite way somebody can qualify, the old Bruce Clanton Frizz Rocker clause. That's for the KDJ member who plays the most tournaments but doesn't qualify any of the other 3 ways above. So one year Bruce played a crap ton of events and just didn't have enough points, and then we weren't going to let that happen again. So we just kind of switched it up and named the clause after the guy.
After the Frizz Rocker.
Yep. So here you go. These are the junior divisions, both boys and girls. You can see that we've got top 3rd in each division. There's only 1 lady, so Naomi's going to get in there regardless. And then we got our couple of Garden City boys, and then Superman there, Kelly Robinson. Now we're looking at women's.
Yeah, the women's Christina Miller in pro. She's in there. She's going to be in there regardless. She's the only women's pro. Heather Robinson in AM40. That's a pretty tight race there. Still a lot of shifting can be done there.
Mm-hmm.
AM1 for the
Ooh.
ladies. That is a tight race.
Oh.
That is a real tight race. Is that Tricity?
Yeah, she's a local.
And then
Oak, and then Katie's from Hutch, or not Hutch, Hayes.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody knows Katie. 1 point. That'll be one to watch. And then in the AM2, you got the Garden City girls kind of putting a hurt on the rest of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
They get out to a lot of events, so they're going to be pretty hard to catch. They look like they're in a pretty good spot to get there.
95 points was a lot of points in the women's division.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points.
She's slaying. All right.
She
I see you, Michelle.
People, is what that means. Michelle beats people. So
yeah, she does. She does. Ooh.
Oof.
Pro divisions, we got Tate Galloway, one of Lucas and I's favorites on coverage. I'm not even living here and somebody's ringing my doorbell. I'll be back. Take over, Ronnie.
I'll take over the joys of live almost television here. Yeah, Tate putting a hurt on everybody. Over 1 or 2 time champion Jordan Schaefer. I guess Jordan's still in the mix. Maybe he got the lead. I don't know. That's going to be tough to overcome. Drew is in the mix. Nolan Ramser's played some events this year.
Yeah.
Nolan's inside the cut line right now, and Trevor Wood. And then you got a handful of guys that are close. And then the Pro 40, Smitty is the next closest, I think, maybe to Tate in the overall points. And then just a host of guys. We have so many 40s now. There's a lot of guys in there. Weens, Potts, Brown, Loft, Matt Newton, Casey Fridgemeyer. And then some old fat guy down there at the bottom that's not qualified yet, but he's still got some events left. He's going to try to get up there.
What's that gold mean again? I already forgot.
Frizz Rocker.
Oh, he's
That's
the Frizz
Rocker.
Rocker. Okay, yeah.
Joe's right now is the Frizz Rocker.
Okay. Ooh.
Pro 50 DB. I think how many times did DB say he's won that in a row now?
7 or 8.
A bunch. Joe Woloff. Looks like that cut line spot with Mark and Scott Ramser. That one could get interesting as the year goes on. And then 60-year-old pros. Look at some of those names. That's some Kansas history right there. And a guy at the top that we're going to talk to here in just a minute.
Oh yeah,
Big Daddy Dan Dokken leading the way.
Can't he play mixed pro 90?
Watch it.
Oh,
hey, just teasing.
He's
in the wind tunnel right now. I'm just talking trash.
We should do. Are we through this? We should probably be bringing him in.
You want to bring him in?
Yeah.
Let's bring the guy in.
All right. Here
He's
we
been
go.
waiting on the back burner for a while.
Yeah. It's here. Let's end this. Let's pull him over. Let's get his name pulled up first, though. There
By the way,
it is.
that was the lady who wanted a dresser that had 2 drawers broken that I was going to have to haul to the dump. So I'm glad I answered.
Well, here he
nothing's
is.
more safe than Facebook Marketplace. So
Look at this guy.
Hey, Dan, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Enjoy listening to you guys.
Well, that's one way to get listeners is have them be on the show and make them wait in the background. So
For 30 minutes,
that's our new strategy. So anybody that wants to listen, just reach out and we'll get you on there. So no, Dan, thank you for being on our show here. I'm really excited to hear your tales from last weekend. And was that your first world championship?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was local,
Yeah. So, but before we can dive into that, every guest we have on the show, we start the same 3 questions. And Ronnie's in charge of these. So, Ronnie, were you ready for that?
I'm pulling them up right now.
I got you. If you don't even want to, you can just read them off the screen.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay.
Dan, we do. We ask everybody our three from the team. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, buddy. Do you remember your first disc, and do you still have it?
Oh. Well, I'm thinking it was a sorcerer, and I actually had to go in the creek at Cessna to pull it. But I don't know what happened to it after that. I don't.
Okay. Okay. All right. Question number 2. You get yourself and 4 buddies
Wow.
for your dream fivesome. Who you bringing with you?
Oh boy. Well, I have kind of a local trip five,
Yeah, you do.
and it's my buddy Mike,
Money Mike.
Bobo. I gotta throw in Smitty.
Woo!
Oh,
Smitty made the cut.
Okay.
Yeah. And let's see, my other buddies, I like playing with Bill Paulson. That's always really enlightening too, just to talk with him and his history. And boy, I'm going to throw you in there. I played with you the other week. That was fun.
I'll take it.
I like
All right.
your game, Smitty's game, and
Yeah.
and then the other guys are just good old boys. I enjoy watching them too. I learned from them.
I've played some golf with them boys too. Those are fun guys to play golf with. Appreciate it.
I don't know. I try and learn, from all the better players than I am. So it's good to play with some good talent.
It's the only way to get better at disc golf. It's
Yeah.
the only way to, and the cool thing about disc golf is anybody you play with, you can say, "How the heck did you do that, man?" And
Oh yeah, what
they're
disc?
gonna play.
What disc was that?
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to learn how to throw a hyzer flip, you're playing with the right guy, playing with Bobo.
Pretty good.
We used to call him Bobo Monkey Arm. It's just Bobo now, though.
Yeah, he can chuck it.
The first time I played the October Frizz, I played with Bobo.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
He was a young fella,
Did he hit an ace?
he's always down there.
probably.
I swear about half the times I've ever played with Greg, he's thrown one in. So
I don't remember much about my first October Frizz.
fair enough.
That's everybody, I think.
Yeah.
All right. You got one more.
All right.
Your favorite disc golf memory?
Oh gosh. Well, I don't know. I mean, my latest good memory was playing well. Doing something that you think you should do all the time, but this Worlds, I shot my highest round rating at you on and
Those are your highest ever?
yeah, 950. And
All right.
and then I had Kenny Underkoffler came up with my caddy on Wednesday and Wednesday, the wind was blowing crazy, and I think I shot 15 over. Yeah, but then Friday, the winds were a lot calm, and I still had 3 OB shots, but I just 3 over. So it was it was a hot round in my division. So I don't know that.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
we'll blame the Wednesday and Thursday round on Kenny, really.
Yeah, that was nice of Kenny. You know, he just volunteered to come pull my cart around. Cons of view, you know, you got to climb a few hills. So, you know, it helped me out a lot.
Yep, no doubt.
That place is a booger, man.
Oh man, yeah.
It's and it's pretty interesting. I watched Joe Revere,
Yeah.
who absolutely smashed everybody in the 40 division. He was on a podcast yesterday, and I watched it. And as I was watching it, it reminded me a lot of a conversation I had with you a couple of weeks ago, because I said, "Hey, you want to go practice at Kansas View?"
Yeah.
And you said, "You checked the weather and you shot me down. You son of a gun. You shot me down." And you said, "Well, the wind's going to be the wrong way." And Joe was doing the exact same thing. He was looking at the forecast for the wind at the day, which day and what time. And he was in for 12 days before the tournament. And he tried to play his practice rounds when the wind was the same as it was going to be in the tournament. And I thought, that damn Dan Dokken knew what he was talking about.
Next level. That's next level thinking right there.
Oh, it's a different course. Every course is different when the wrong direction.
That one is drastically different.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I started practicing that course. I'd never played it before, and heard it was, you know, real tough and everything. So I thought, well, shoot, I need to, you know, about a month before I tried to get up there once a week. And, you know, I was thinking, well, you know, if I learn how to course, it's kind of a home field advantage. You know, if I, you know, can figure it out, guys come, you know, they're still going to go probably end or whatever. So that part of it.
Yeah, that course, if you can just stay safe, you can save so many strokes on people. I went OB 4 holes in a row by this much, and that's probably twice as much as some people are going OB by. It was frustrating. What was your other course?
Jones West.
Okay.
Which I always play that pretty good. Nothing spectacular, but I played okay. I just, you know, my deal was on Friday. Well, Saturday, after my Friday, I made the lead card, and I played it pretty quick. I birdied the last hole to get into a playoff, and the playoff with the same guy beat a playoff at DDO.
Oh.
And you know, DDO, he just kind of he fell apart, and it was a 3-hole playoff, and you know, I was 2 up after 2, and pretty much it was over. But this time we went back to hole 1. I won the toss, so I threw my first shot, you know, but was able to get time. So then he ended up being first on the tee on hole 2, which he threw it right in the middle of the pine tree.
Mm.
And, this is where I disappointed with myself. I ended up, there's a Mando on that hole.
Yep.
And and I
Oh no.
missed Mando. I've never missed practice or any other time, but I ended up for 4 there, but like he chunked a shot out of the tree, pitched up, and made a 4. But then we went on to the next hole, and he pipes a low ceiling shot up 20 feet from the basket and makes it to beat me. And I just since then it's all been about, man, why did I miss that Mando?
Well,
Like you get
that's a hard Mando, Dan.
huh?
That's a hard Mando. That mandatory on 2 on West is right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, but all I had to do was flex something around the pine tree on the left. Throw at the pine tree and go around, pitch up, and get a 3, and then I'm in the finals. So anyway, I really regretted that. And then the guy that beat me in the playoff, he ended up getting tied for second. It's like that was an opportunity, to get on the. You might got. I was 14 behind the guy that was leading, that Mark House player. So that's just something I've been trying to learn last year. When you got a lead or an opportunity, don't just throw your same shot you always would. I mean, go ahead and cheat a little more conservative, and then take, which he made me make them. But anyway, that was disappointing. But it is what it is, and I feel like keep learning these lessons. Think in one of these days.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ronnie always talks about how winning is a learned trait. You have to go through some rough patches sometime, some learning experiences before you can really crack into that winning title. Is this going to be something, Dan, where you play Worlds again, or what are you thinking there? Are you gonna travel next year?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Minnesota. Give it another try. I think I learned some things. And I also the guy that won it, he wasn't that great off the tee. He was down the middle all the time. He wasn't that, but he'd pitch up under the basket every freaking hole.
Yep, stress free is a thing, right?
A 15-foot, make 15-footers.
Yep.
So I don't know, a little bit of a lesson. I need to work on that shot game. With a lot of the skill you got to have, laying up, because you can't get to the pin. Got to have that good. But one of the lessons I'm going to try and apply, this year world.
Well, that's one of those things. I mean, you probably got to see that you're good enough to beat those guys, and maybe just a little more focused on some of the finer things, and you're right there, and yeah, just stay, yeah, like you were talking about, staying within your own game. I think that's something that is a characteristic that a lot of golfers just don't have. They don't know how to golf. They don't know how to play to their strengths and stay away from their weaknesses. And a lot of people could learn something from that advice.
Well, and I think the word you use, the focus, and just watching Luke Humphrey, at B8, that's what some of the commentators, when he kind of threw it away on 17, it's like, well, he lost focus.
Yeah.
And
It happens.
I think that's really important. You got to evaluate when you're chasing, and man, you really got to think and not just throw a shot and that. You got to focus on that shot.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
I think
things.
I think getting yourself in those situations more often is a great learning experience. And as lame as this sounds, the Wample is such a good learning experience for things like what you just said. A guy throws into a tree. Well, you don't necessarily have to attack the pin. You just have to make sure that you don't for it. And this is going on like, every week you're in a match that is cutthroat. If you don't win, you're out of there. And it's good.
But too, it was Tom Watson. I think he said one time, you gotta learn how to win, and you see that all the time, on the PGA and the PDGA. It's you have to kind of, you don't have to, but you can stumble and learn from it. Some guys just the great talent just go out and do it, but most of us, I think, it's something you have to learn to do.
I agree with that 100%. I say it all the time, man. You got to learn how to win. Learn how to win ain't easy for a lot of us, unless you just have freak talent. And you can just, you fall into a win sometimes, and sometimes you do it early on. Not all of us have Joe Revere talent. Some of us have to try to golf our way around and learn how to win. And it's, but once you get it, it's now you have a leg up. You have a leg up on a lot of people.
Did you go and look at the Final Nine course at all?
I did not. I kind of, when I lost, I hopped in the car and went home. But I had looked at it, and then I followed the final four went back. But in second place, he took bogey next to the last.
Oh, wow.
Second to off the podium. So he's thinking he probably felt worse than I.
Well, I saw the first and the ninth hole of the final nine. They played two separate final nines. One of them was on the back nine of the Champions Land, and the other was on the front nine. And I felt like for the and divisions and the ladies and whoever else played that front nine, just based on those two holes, I felt like it was I feel like the course was appropriate for the skill level and the age of the players.
Yeah, I think so.
On the other side, Mitch McClellan, who played MP60, his 9-hole course that he played in the final nine was longer than both of the courses he played in Worlds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so 9 holes was as long as 18 holes. So that was a little bizarre.
Yeah. I guess you got to look at it, though, that, the competition's playing.
Oh, yeah.
But I really regret not playing on.
Hey, fifth place at your first World Championships, Dan, is pretty special. Congratulations,
pretty awesome.
Man. That was a heck of a week. I know I was watching pretty much every day your scores and even checking while I was playing my final round to see if you were going to get in there. But way to go, man! You represented Wichita pretty good. Appreciate you.
Well, I thought you were in. According to the PGA, you were above the line.
Yeah.
So I busted my butt back from Kansas View, and I walked all over that country club, Champions Landing looking for you. And I could never find you. Finally, I messaged you, dude, are you in? To which you never responded. So I took that as, no, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm you're challenged a little bit, I guess, but
So I was there to watch the final 9. And I don't remember who finally told me that you didn't make it in, but
yeah.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
I
though,
was
dude.
pretty disappointed, so I just hopped in the car.
Can't wait
Nah,
to
nothing to
see
hang your
what
head
you do in
about.
Minnesota, dude.
Absolutely.
You're gonna tear some people up.
Actually looking forward to it, so I need
That's
to
awesome.
prepare.
we're gonna have a blast. Up
Yeah.
there. We're gonna have. a
Yeah,
great
we
time.
are.
Go with some elevation. Woo! It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you boys. Well, Dan, we absolutely appreciate you being on, my friend. Thanks for sharing, some of your insights on the tournament, and kudos to you for playing so gosh darn well for your very first Worlds experience.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you asking me on.
Of course, dude.
Absolutely, Dan.
Hit me up next week. I'll come play with you.
Yeah. I'm ready to start preparing for 25 right now.
Dream card. I can put the dream card together.
Exactly.
Do it.
Do it.
Let's
All
get
right,
it done.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, take care of
All right,
yourself,
see you,
Dan.
Dan. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right. Well, there goes Dan. And you know what? We are just going to jump right into our other guest. We have Kevin Babbit waiting in the wings of the wind tunnel. Let's bring him on right now.
And I am not him.
No,
What's
you are
up?
not.
Hey there, what's up, dudes?
Hey.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, I think if I'm correct, I think this is our first time having a guest on for a second time.
Yeah.
Hey, your volume is really low. Is there a way I can fix that?
Me?
Who? Just all of us?
Yeah, because I've got my phone volume all the way up.
Do you have any headphones, Kevin?
I do.
You could maybe plug those in. It might help.
All right, let me see if I can locate those real quick.
Okay.
Okay, we'll talk for a minute. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So,
Can you put us
we're having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me hide him.
So
Uh,
how amazing is that for Dan to nearly make the final 9, but at the same time, so just you can tell that stung. He's still stung a little bit from it,
Dude, that sucks.
but
That's
from what I know
sad.
about that dude is he's probably gonna use that as motivation, man.
Oh yeah, he's gonna
100%.
absolutely slay people next year. I can't wait.
I always
Yeah.
thought it was top 3 or top 4 plus ties. I didn't realize that they had to play off.
I had saw prior to the tournament they had listed like the rules or whatever, and that was one of the things they had that only 4 made it, and any that obviously and ties for the cash spots, but not and ties for for the cut line, right? But not and ties for the final 9. So yeah, you only had to play out for that 4th spot. I know I had to do it, and that's not totally. I mean, I know there's been a couple times where I lost playoffs for final 9s. So that's mine wasn't at Worlds, obviously, but yeah, I know that's the times that I lost just those.
In my division, dude named Matt Peckham from North Carolina, a lefty, absolutely annihilated Kansas View the last round. 12 down, hot round, moved into a tie, and they started their playoff on hole 1. And he's a lefty, okay? And hole 1, you guys probably don't know the hole at all, but the entire right side, 12 feet off of the tee, is OB. The basket's, it's only 300 feet, but it's up and to the left behind a lone pine tree with sloping ground towards OB.
This is Kansas View.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know this hole.
So for a righty, it should be. I mean,
It's
going
just
to be
a
simple.
stock hyzer. Yeah.
You're going to have a putt for a 2 if you execute your shot, but for a lefty to even get a putt, that's just that's next level shot making there. Which, I mean, why not do the 3-hole aggregate that we did at DDO? What a perfect time to do that. I mean, these dudes played an entire week of disc golf, and Dan
90 holes.
Dan got
90
multiple holes
Yeah.
because he kept tying, but so he in theory Dan did. He played 3 holes, but Peckham got knocked out on the very first hole.
Yeah, that's a shame, and that's the whole reason why I was such a proponent of it, and why I loved it that DD did that for DDO, making that 3-hole aggregate, because I mean you just don't want fluky stuff to happen, right? You don't want something to hit a pole and bounce out of the basket or something like that. You want it to be earned, and you want it to do that. And yeah, what a perfect time that would have been to have that. And it's unfortunate that Peckham only got to play 1 hole after a whole week worth of work. You know, you play sudden death.
Right. We better?
No. Can you hear us? Babbit?
No, I can't get my headphone. I haven't used them in a while.
Okay. Maybe.
I don't know what the deal is. It's really strange because I've got my volume all the way up.
Yeah, I can try to turn them, all of us, up and see.
I wonder if I leave and connect again, I'll try to fix my. Because I was connected with Facebook on my computer, and everything was totally fine.
Okay. Yeah, because if you leave and come back, just make sure your audio says whatever you want it to be. So either your headphones or wherever you want your computer, there should be an option for that. So yeah, you can try to just leave real quick and then come right back, and we should be good.
Okay.
Well,
Hello there.
Live TV.
Man,
Well,
I tell you what,
It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it.
Absolutely. Everyone's excited. Everyone's waiting.
when I get out of this thing, I'm going straight to get ice cream. I've earned that.
What about iced tea? Don't you
Dude.
always do that?
I'm on a break week. I'm having a Dr. Pepper.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I am getting my disc golf section of my garage set up, baby.
Oh, I'm excited. I already saw your some of your pictures of your disc golf wall of thousands of cases of discs.
Next week,
Better
I'm
hurry
gonna
up and get some.
have a podcast room set up.
Ooh!
About knocked over my stool booth table thing.
All right,
Better
let's
hurry up
see.
and get some TVs and stuff set up in there. We got Preserve coming this weekend, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Oh, here's Babbitt's back. Let's see if we have working audio. Is it any better, Babbit?
No, it's not. I'm gonna how about if I just switch? I'll just switch to the computer. I'll just try.
Yeah.
I'll just do it.
Give it a whirl.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we got Preserve this weekend, boys. We need you better have some TVs up so you can watch it.
We do, and I've got your guys' picks. We can
Oh,
talk
you
about
wanna- Yeah, let's talk about our picks because we didn't have our show this week. So let's talk about who we've got.
Smitty, why don't you talk about?
Do you not like your picks?
Honestly, I forgot. I've slept since then. If I'm being honest.
Well, I'm going to have to search for mine as well.
Did you not?
I know
Did
who
you
I-
update the spreadsheet?
I know who I got as my shine.
I know I got my shine too.
I got Rick winning.
I got Rick.
Give me Kyle Klein.
Oh, okay.
Give me Kyle Klein this week.
And then I know who I have as my stink.
I think I know who I got too.
I was going to see,
I'm
did you
fading
update?
I'm fading Casey White this week.
That's who your stink was?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was my stink.
Oh my god.
I swear. I mean, how could you do that? That's Casey White. No one's picking that dude, but he finishes pretty good for the year. So I think
he's gonna win now.
I did something I said I wasn't gonna do. I picked another dude who's likely gonna win.
Oh no.
Yeah, you did.
Hoping, I mean, this might be the worst stink pick of all time. Ezra Robinson.
No, that's a great pick because he's not playing. He just dropped.
Oh,
he
I
had
got.
some
I got
personal.
pick somebody different.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
had
gonna
some
win.
personal issues. Something personal he said came up, and he's going to have to drop. So he's not
Dang
winning
it.
at this time.
I could almost taste that Roadhouse already.
I don't remember who my sleep was though. I'll have to look it up.
I don't remember who my sleeper was either.
Oh, I
To be
do.
honest.
Once I find the message I sent Smitty, I will know for sure. Who was
What-
mine?
What are your guys' thoughts on Kevin Jones? That's big news. In this
Oh, that
golf.
is.
Yeah, that's really big news. Look, I'm hopeful for KJ, man. I think I told you this the other day. I think disc golf is better when Kevin Jones is good. I think he's good for disc golf. He's got a personality that's really easy to get behind. A fun-loving dude, and he's electric on the course when he's playing good. So I really hope whatever this move is too. Obviously, I haven't heard any of the I haven't heard any spoilers or anything on that yet, but I hope he's going somewhere that can treat him right with some good stuff, because I think the whole disc golf world wants Kevin Jones to be good again.
I hope he's going open bag and throw whatever the heck he wants.
Whatever it is, yeah. As long as he's back to being one of the best players in the world again, I think it's good for the Pro Tour.
Yeah.
My sleeper,
Speaking of Pro
Kevin
Tour,
Keeper. Hey,
speaking of Pro Tour, we got a guy that played a Pro Tour event this year right here.
What's up, fellas? We're all set.
okay, good. Let me move some things around here. Get you in the big screen here. All right, there we go.
Well, first of all, congratulations again, dude. That was amazing. An amazing last 2 rounds and 2.5 rounds, really. A really great disc golf.
Yeah, that Saturday morning round is what did the trick.
Yeah,
That
I
was
was
good.
watching as I was playing. I was paying attention to what was going on there as well. So that was fantastic. And the final 9 was how many did you have going into the final 9?
4.
4. So it was close, and I was a little bit worried because that dude can throw a frisbee a long ways, right, Simon?
He can. He's got 425 on a controlled shot.
So
He doesn't have to flex it out. It's just a flip up cruiser, and it goes 425. That the hole 11, no, that hole at Champions Landing, that kind of crazy one where you have to. It's 13, a regular hole 13 out there. He had a 50-foot putt on the basket both times. Maybe
That's a smash.
maybe a 45-footer on one of them.
that's a pump.
And
That's a real pump.
and it didn't look like he was actually throwing that hard, but it's just the way he throws. He got a smooth throw, and it's all hyzer flip. And even with a bit of wind, he knows his disc well enough to still flip something and still have it ride. So he certainly could reach holes that I could not, and that makes him a bit dangerous at Champions Landing for sure.
Yeah. Distance is definitely a premium
Yeah.
out there. Well, you still have to throw great shots too, which
Yeah, you do, for sure.
I'm sure you were controlled and right down the fairway at chance landing and putting yourself in good landing spots. So, yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't spray it out there for sure. I mean, there was a few holes that had some open fairways, but for the most part, you had to pound it in and throw it where you wanted to. But yeah, I wasn't watching. I was kind of playing my semifinal round, and Smitty texted me. He said, "Hey, are you watching what Babbitt's doing?" And I was like, so I flip it over and see that you turned a 4-shot deficit into a 4-shot lead. And I was like, well, I am now. So I was pretty locked in after that.
That was kind of interesting because I went to bed pretty early on Friday night, but I thought quite a bit that night, and even when I was driving over to Kansas in the morning, at 6:30 or whatever the heck, I had to leave town, about how I was going to go, how I was going to play that course, because 4 strokes, man, that's that's not cool to a guy who I had seen so far play really good golf. I mean, it was taking 1,000 rated rounds to keep up with him.
Mm-hmm.
And so my thought process was, well, do I need to pick some holes to get aggressive on that I just don't do? And I think the answer to that question would have been different if we hadn't started on the back 9 of Kansas. That back 9 is so dangerous that I made a decision that it wasn't necessary, and we just had to let that front 9 play out and see how things shook out. And that's precisely what happened. It took a little while, but about halfway, 2/3 in to that front 9, I'd gained a couple strokes already. And so then it was just heads up from there on out.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever get aggressive on that back 9 there. I mean, the only hole I feel like you can get by being aggressive on is hole 11. I think you could try to just smoke one way down there, and if it goes out of bounds, you're better than if you played safe.
Well, my first decision was actually 10. Do I fire at it? And like you say, I decided it's not worth it, because he, of course, just dropped a little shorty down the middle and played safe, and I followed suit. But hole 11, the real question is, what do you do on your second shot? Because on 11, my drive is, for whatever reason, my drive is perfect all 3 rounds I played there. And even for me, well within range of a flick up shot to get a putt. And I thought for my full, as long as I could, about, well, he'd throw an OB off the tee, so I was already almost guaranteed a stroke. And I thought, well, do I want to try to grab 2 here? And I decided not to. I just flicked the putter up short and then threw my upshot and got my first stroke back. I decided I wanted to bank my first stroke. But man, that was really tempting to try to flick a pig and get a 20-footer on that. But
that landing zone is so small and the ground is so weird.
Yeah.
That your disc is either going to skip, even a pig is going to skip a little bit and end up right, or it's going to hit and get up on its edge and sayonara. So I think laying up is.
Yeah, well, that's what I did for that hole, at least.
Next hole, did you throw over the tree like I told you to?
Oh yeah, I threw way over the tree. That was a lucky hole for me, because I definitely threw way over the tree, but it was going OB left because I overcorrected. I caught the backside of the tree and kept me in bounds.
Yeah, I like the first hole going in the woods. I think that's a fun little hole 9 there, or 10, whatever you said you laid up on. That's a fine hole. And I think I thought I liked 12 too. I think 12 is a fair hole. If you throw a good shot, you're good. Now, Eric Eastwood would argue with us that as a lefty, dude, he threw an amazing Anheuser. He threw it way down there. It was awesome.
Yeah,
So,
I'd like to see a lefty shot on that. That'd be impressive.
yeah, it was good. So then we go to Champs Landing, and I missed your first hole. I had to watch Mitch.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I couldn't miss that, knowing what Mitch has got going on and his amazing comeback the last round. So as Mitch is teeing off on his third hole, I turn around and I see you throwing your second shot on what would be 8 at Champs Landing, hole 2 of the final, or 9, excuse me. Hole 2 of the final 9. And I didn't know if you were safe for OB from where you were throwing from, but you told me you were safe, right?
Yep.
And Simon was OB.
He was not. He just yanked one. Like, there's a bench like 80 feet in front of the tee, and there's a tree there, I think. And somehow he yanked his shot right, and it caught the tree and dropped straight down. So we had to throw an upshot from there to the corner. And he threw it to the corner. And then,
I saw that.
Yeah, and then from there he parked it.
Yeah, I saw him throw from the corner, so I figured maybe he was OB and threw from the drop zone. So you picked another one up there.
Well, I picked the stroke up that I lost the previous hole.
Okay. All right.
I fluffed my second shot on the previous hole, and it just hooked up a little bit and went OB left. And he was further up down the fairway. So anyway, yeah, he made up a stroke. He made up a stroke on me on the first hole.
So what's going through your mind now after 2 holes, stepping up to hole 3?
I was comfortable with that hole 3 shot, and I knew that hole 13 wasn't in play because I yanked it for the final 9.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I also knew that 12 wasn't in play because I yanked it too. So those 2, he plays really well. And without those 2, a 3-stroke lead, I was super, super comfortable. I mean, as comfortable as I can be. I'm always kind of wound tight, but I wasn't too worried about having lost a stroke.
And then he threw it in the tree.
Yeah, and then I got another one.
And you were prime time.
I was prime time. That was a great spot to be in.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he was really handcuffed, so he was basically conceding the 4, I think, and he laid up to the bottom of the hill. And then his upshot. Holy crap. What did you think of that upshot?
Yeah, I suppose I've seen one before, but man, I can't remember seeing that kind of a drive yank. I've seen plenty of those, but not an upshot yank like that.
That was the second worst upshot I've ever seen in my entire life, guys. He was what was he, Kev? 125, 130 out?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, just outside 100.
Up the hill, Ronnie. We're talking basket.
4 and 10.
10. And this dude, that thing was off target 45 degrees almost.
Yeah, it was almost 45 degrees. It was like
almost OB to the right. It
was within feet of.
Threw it over by the golf green?
Yes.
Wow.
On his third. And Kevin is underneath the pin in 3.
Yeah,
well, you weren't underneath. You had a little bit of a knee knocker there.
Yeah, a little pain putt. Yeah.
22-footer.
Yeah.
So Simon chipped over. Kevin banged his. Some dude in the gallery said, and everybody looked at him like a weirdo. And then he had some struggles on the next hole as well, didn't he?
He did. He threw into the trees on 11.
which is one that you're not going to get. It was too far and too much uphill to get it.
He would actually have a shot at it. The problem is that ceiling's so low that even for him, that's. I mean, even Patrick Brown couldn't reach that hole. Throwing a good shot.
I know I couldn't sniff it all week into that headwind because every time I played it, it was into about 15 mile an hour, and I mean I could get it to 100 foot, but I mean I only saw 1-2 on that hole all weekend, and that was a throw in from a guy who couldn't break glass with his driver. So he threw it in from the corner, basically from the corner. So
yeah, I feel like that hole and hole 13. I don't feel like they're very appropriate for 50 and 55-year-old men to be trying to throw.
Nah, they're not good holes. They're not good holes.
Yeah, they should be
for us anyway. I don't know that they're good holes for even young guys either, but
I think 11 is okay for the Pro Tour guys. There's enough trouble there, like you said, low ceiling, uphill, narrow fairway. But 13, those guys don't give a crap about that hazard.
Yeah, they don't.
And we have to race one and hit the right angle, and oh god, that far short in the last round.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. I was short twice and way over it another time. One of the times I hit the tree on the right and ended up 5 feet short of the line after it went through the tree. And then my Saturday morning round of the semifinals, it was the only time of the day where it was like howling that morning was when we stepped up on that tee, and I was 4 feet short of the line. So on one I didn't get turned at all. I knew as soon as left, I was like, I didn't think it was even get that far. It played so far uphill and so much into the wind.
In the Pro Tour event, I threw into that big evergreen on the left, like the last 2 out of the 2 times, and then I basically did the same thing the first round at Worlds at Champions Landing, but just got lucky and it skipped off the left side and gave me an open look at it. But the second time at Champions Landing, so I guess that's Friday, dude, I smashed a T-bird on a flex line that nailed the gap and went way up there. I almost made it as far as the hazard line.
On a much scarier throw.
On a much scarier, yeah. I just finally committed and got it up high enough so it hit the bigger gap up high. And
that left side shot was just so tricky.
Oh, it's hard.
I wanted to go that way, but I just felt like, man, if I go that way and mess it up, I might make 5. Where regardless of what I did on the shot up the middle, I was making 4 at the worst. So I was kind of a lesser of 2 evils kind of play for me.
So you pick up another one on 11, whatever hole it is in the final 9.
It was 2 on 11, didn't you? Did that guy make 5?
I think so.
It was, yeah. He
At
was
this point,
short.
It's like 5 or 6 or 7 ahead. Yeah.
I was running all over, texting Ronnie play-by-play for you and Mitch. It would work. But, okay, so now you pick up 2 on that, and you have a pretty commanding lead. Is it over in your mind?
I guess not, but I certainly was. I'm such a pessimist that I have a hard time keeping negative thoughts out, and so there's enough danger out there that, especially even on 18. I mean, in theory you can keep chucking. You don't get across on 18. You don't get across to the other side if you miss the island. You have to keep chucking. So, and I knew that was in the back of my mind. I was like, well, that's easy, but so I was never comfortable until I actually got on the island. But I absolutely started thinking, oh man, once I put it on the island on 16, I was pretty much I was pretty much there.
Well, Hank and I were right behind you when you threw that shot. We were watching it, and I'm going to tell you, Kevin, that was one of the sickest drives I've ever seen you throw. That thing was gross, baby. Low, flexing shot, comes up there 20 feet out, maybe 20 feet. And I look over at Hank, and he looks at me, and he says, "Do you think he tries to make it?" And I said, "Have you ever played with Kevin Babbit?" No.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
at that point, you had to have feelings of, because Simon was on, but he was deep, right? Deep and left.
Yeah, he was up against the wall.
Yeah, and he also laid up.
He laid up. He laid up. So then it wasn't even a
That's a no-brainer layup.
choice. Yeah.
And then you had some struggles on 17, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's all right.
And then we get to 18.
Say, hold on, get to 18. So I was with the old guy last year, and so you get to 18. You're what, 4 ahead, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? You get to 18, 4 ahead. I think that's what Smitty was. Smitty was either 3 or 4 ahead.
Yeah.
On 18 last year, and he threw. I'll be honest.
I will say, Smitty. The cool thing about Chris, because I was watching all that stuff, and Chris played some golf in the final 9. I mean, Chris had to smash to get that 4-stroke lead. But you played some awesome golf. While I played some good golf at some spots, but for me, it was just kind of hanging on, treading this sucker in. But it was fun, especially when you watch your round coverage. You know, the actual footage of it. Just seeing you playing that kind of golf in the final 9 is awesome. But yeah, having a 4-stroke lead at 18 is real nice.
Little disappointing that there was no video coverage of yours.
Yeah, I've been to a few Masters Worlds now, and they just don't do it.
And
you're kind of the exception.
We got really lucky to get anything. Because, I mean, once you get over 40, I mean, those dudes were smashing. I don't know if you watched any of that, but that was incredible.
Dude, I watched, when I got done, I watched each, like 3 of the 5 days, I watched EMAC and Revere. I watched the lead card for about 8 or 9 holes. Just because it's fun to watch those two.
I have no doubt in my mind that Joe Revere could go to the preserve this weekend and compete for the win.
Dude, he's a stud.
Yeah, he could. I mean, at 10:30, he's like a top. That's like top 20.
Yeah.
In ratings.
Yeah. Enough about them.
No, they don't matter.
What'd you throw on 18 T?
I ended up throwing a rock. That rock X3 I've been throwing because I decided I've been throwing it so straight. I just wanted to go straight. I just didn't want to mess around with yanking it over. But I ended up pulling it over a little bit anyway.
Yeah, you weren't in a great spot. It's 300 from the broccoli tree to the pin.
Right, and actually I had actually been in that spot in a slightly worse spot previously, and I'd actually gone for it because I was frustrated and I needed a birdie. And I threw probably the best shot of the tournament in the previous round there, but I wasn't going to mess around with that there.
No reason to.
Yeah, no, it just wasn't necessary.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you grabbed that pig, I knew you were laying up, and I knew it was going to. I kind of thought you might go a little longer distance than a pig going back over, but like you said, you have to land on the island. You can't fly it. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't though, unless they changed the rules for the final 9. The back line was just a back line.
So you could just rip it over it?
Yep, you just couldn't be short. And I made that mistake in the semifinal of being short. Yeah, you didn't have to land on the island like you guys did in the Pro Tour event. At Worlds, the back line was just a back line. You got to keep the distance.
That's hilarious.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either until it was too late.
So
So
yeah, and that brings another story. In the semifinals out of Kansas View, I saw a person. I'm not going to say his name, but he was going around talking to people in my division, and he went up to a guy and he just said, "Hey, man, I wanted you to hear it from me before you heard it from the marshal." But apparently, hole 9, where you come out of the gap at Chance Landing,
Mm-hmm.
if you fly the sidewalk, you're supposed to go to the drop zone here. But so many people were familiar with the hole from DDO that there was multiple people that threw it beyond the sidewalk, took last inbounds, and went around. And I guess they brought it up to the PDGA and wanted them to just put a bulletin out. Hey, how'd you play this? If you played it, you misplayed it.
Yeah.
And, police yourself type deal. Come forward and say that was you. That's what you did. I knew you had to go to the drop zone because I read it said right in the rules.
We had to figure that out because we had a guy go over, but our first, everyone's first action was to pull it up on the thing and see what the rules
Right
were.
there, right? It's just right there.
I was so I remember that you say that it was you could choose.
Yeah.
But in the moment, I didn't remember that. I was just saying, I don't know what we do. Let's take a look.
Well,
I can see it. If you've been watching the coverage, I could see that happening.
And if you know that you don't have to land that on 18, maybe you do just take a T-bird and throw it and hope that you're long.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That
pig shot right there is like the most stock shot in the entire world for me.
I know you well enough, Kevin, though, that you probably between your pro tour event and Worlds that you practiced that shot from down by the water multiple times.
Yeah, the good thing about playing that, I played that event for a reason, and that was in 50%, and that was 50% was fun, just to enjoy the experience. The other 50% was practice for Worlds, and so I got 4. I practiced with Eric before that tournament, and then I played 3 rounds there and landed in various spots on that whole area. And it's so downhill, it's just not almost the entire, if you land anywhere where you have a swing, it's almost a pig for sure. Only if you get snookered on the back up by the trees does it become a T-bird.
pretty awesome.
I found myself over there once. Let's talk about what does next year look like? Are you going to Minnesota?
I will absolutely be going to Minnesota, absent some strange conflict, which is always possible. But Minnesota's got some good stuff, man, and I'm interested in playing on. Now it's always, as we all know now, once you get in the age protected divisions, where they put you can get a little interesting, especially now that I'm 55. 40 and 50, I think you're still usually seeing all the pretty much the cool stuff. I don't know about 55 though. So that'll be interesting to kind of see. I talked to Patrick a little bit about this, and he at least claimed that he was, I don't know why, but he claimed he had some input into what courses will be run for the old folks. And he claimed that they were going to be good. It was going to be good stuff. Well, plus I think they just have enough good courses up there that I don't know that I'd be too worried about it at all, really.
Have you ever played Majestic or anything like that? I've never made it up that way to play.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they had a Worlds up there in 02, 01. 01, I think. 01, I think they had a World Championships that I went to, and then there's been multiple Majestics I've gone up to. Yeah, Kaposia and Blue Ribbon Pines are, fabulous stuff.
I played the 4th round with Paul Oman, and he was talking to me because he was talking to me a bunch about it. I guess he's pretty good buddies with Kale, and so he's played a lot of Minnesota golf. And he was saying that there's one at Bethel University that's unbelievable that they're expected to use him for next year. And then Kale's got his hands in a new course up there since he's let go of his ownership of the preserve, and they think that one's going to be involved too. So yeah, Paul was saying the same thing, that it's just going to be a ton of great courses. So hopefully all of us get a chance to play all the good stuff.
I mean, you add woods to an equation, man, and I'm all in. That's just a lot of fun golf.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I think we're going to have a pretty big Kansas crew there. I know that us three and Big Daddy Dan Dokken's going back.
That's great, man. I it's a relatively, I mean, it's not a horrible drive. You know, it's up north, so it's a little bit cooler than your average Kansas day during July or whenever the heck they're going to put it. So I think it's going to be a great place to go.
All right, boys. I got one more thing I want to talk about before we get to our game with Kevin. He joins a list of world champions from the KDGA.
Yes.
And timely.
Oh, it's backwards. There you go.
We've got 5.
That's sweet, dude.
How prominent that we're going to get displayed.
I couldn't wait. No, I just had to do it.
Kevin becomes the fifth guy with Kansas or KDGA ties to become a world champion, a PDGA world champion. If you include Mitch Mack, which Mitch Mack's played enough in Kansas that we can throw him in there too, right? But Ron won 3 world championships in MP50. Obviously, Eric won the professional world championships in 2010. Smitty, an MP50 in 2023. So it's a growing list of some pretty impressive stuff for our little KDGA that we do this podcast even for to have so many world champions that have been associated with it. So congratulations, Kevin, on joining that list and being the latest Kansas dude to show everybody how it's done.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Yeah, Kansas disc golf is amazing. It's cool.
I'm saving one of those orange pigs for you. I know you're not going to throw it, but I'm going to give you one. So
yes, that's awesome, dude. I saw that. That is sweet, man. I love your stamps. They're really cool.
So yeah, I got a nice orange one. They're our pro. Is that what yours is?
Yeah, I can't. The pros are too stable. Yeah, I got our pros. All I can.
Yeah, these are our pros, so they'll be right up your alley.
Yep. Yeah, they're nice. Even the newer ones, I've gotten a few newer ones that are nice too. So it ought to be real good.
Can't wait. Let's play a game, Ronnie.
Shall we play
I've got
a
one
game?
ready.
Shall we play a game? Shall we play a game?
Well, Kev's a returning guest, so he's he knows how we do this. So I did some research, and 14 guys have won at least 3 world championships in a combination of the MPO, MP40, and MP50 divisions. I would have threw 55 in there, Kevin, but it's only been around for about 5 or 6 years, so there's not very.
You're right.
So, but there's 14 guys who have won at least some combination of 3 world championships in those divisions. One guy has won a championship in all 3 divisions. So if you get that guy, you get double points. Kevin, since you are the latest world championship in the KDGA, we're going to let you go first.
All right, so I got to nail the dude who's got all 3.
Okay. Start.
I don't know. That should be like the easiest pick ever, but I can't remember Johnny winning the 40. Well, I'm going to say Johnny McRae.
He never
Johnny
won.
McRae has only won 2 PDGA.
Oh,
World
right.
Championships.
Oh, right.
One in 40 and 1 in 50. So Kevin with a whiff.
Okay, so we gotta have 3, more than 3. Okay.
A minimum of 3.
Right.
And they don't have to have won all 3. There's just one guy that has won all 3.
That's correct.
Ken Climo. Sorry, Lucas.
That was my guess. You're out of
Ken
turn.
Climo has won 15 PDGA World Championships.
What a loser.
Lucas.
All right. What about like Barry Schultz? He in there?
Barry Schultz is the only person to ever win a championship in all 3.
That's an extra point, huh?
An extra point.
I didn't know Barry had won in 50.
One 50 championship, 240 championships, and 2 MPO World Championships.
And that dude is still good, man. I played the first round with him. That dude, Kevin saw him putting. Kevin was on the phone. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just watching Barry just casually throwing 45 footers." The guy's good. Good pick, Luke.
Thank you.
So what?
Kevin Babbit. Your turn.
So did we? Are we? Is the question just more than 3 now, or does it have to include?
Yeah, just 3.
No, just 3. And it could be in any combination. Some of these guys have only won it.
So Nate Doss is a 3-timer.
Nate Doss is correct. 3 World Championships for Nate Doss.
Give me the goat.
What are you talking about, Luke? I thought you already picked him.
I'm taking the beast, baby.
Paul Macbeth is correct. 6 World Championships.
Ron Con, did he win in some lower ages?
Ron Converse with 3 World Championships in MP50.
All in 50. Okay.
Correct. Kevin Babbit.
But they're not. I mean, you haven't limited it to age groups. You've just said World Championships.
Correct.
Right. Because that gets crazy. Because like Rick Vokes has like 7 or something.
Rick Vokes is correct. In MP40, MP50, and MPO, Rick Vokes won 5 times.
All right. Here we go. Babbitt's going to take over now.
Dave Greenwell, 6 championships in those 3 divisions.
Nice.
He's a really good player, Lucas.
Yeah, boys. You know,
Lucas is done.
I'm out. I've done what I could do. My knowledge is non-existent at this point.
That's not true. There's people you know.
Okay. Dave Feldberg.
Dave Feldberg is correct.
Wow.
4 World Championships.
Wow, 1 pro and 3 40s, huh?
Correct. He won the 3 previous to Mr. Revere.
Oh, wow.
The mirror kept.
Oh,
Kevin.
well, we might as well go with current events. We can go with Ms. Coggins.
Male only, but that would be correct.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to take the current events male since you've already guessed it?
Pete May.
No, has to be MP40, MP50, or MPO.
Oh, okay.
There's still a lot of guys.
Yeah, no kidding. Because we got to pick ones that have.
Most of the rest of these guys have done the bulk of their damage in age protected division.
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm drawing blanks. Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a 0. Smitty, you're up.
Harold Duvall.
Oh,
Harold Duvall only won 2 world championships.
That's it.
He never won one in age protected.
Whoa.
But below 60. Below 60. Yes. Lucas, do you have any guess of anybody?
Yeah, I have. There's very few oldies that I know. Brinster.
Are you serious?
I don't know. I got a disc with his name on it.
He won USDC.
Okay, so
Oh,
bad
He's
guess.
not that old. I think Brinster might just be 40.
All right. Well, I suck. We already knew that though.
Kevin or Smitty? You guys
yeah,
got
I
any more
haven't, I
on
haven't, I haven't been able to cough up another one,
Yeah, I don't know if I have one either.
which is
Not
pretty
just that.
sad.
All right.
Straight up guess.
Guys that you did not get. Joe Revere.
Oh, God, idiots.
Current events. He just had 3 in a row.
He just won the last 3.
Yeah.
Stan McDaniel won 3.
Oh, nice.
Brad Hammock won 5. He won
Juco.
5 in like 6 years.
What were those?
Tom Monroe.
Just all 40s?
Those were all 40s, correct?
Yeah.
Did you know he was there, Kevin?
I saw him in a video with Ulibarri. No, that's not right, because that was the Disc Golf Pro Tour. No,
Yeah,
he was in the World.
Yeah, he was playing
Oh,
Worlds.
that's right, he was playing. No, I saw him out on the course. That's right, I did. Where did he
He was
finish?
playing 60.
Like top 20?
Nate, I don't even know if he made the cut.
Really?
He was maybe just inside the cut line in 60. Tom Monroe, 8 world championships.
Yeah,
Jim Oates, 4 world championships.
yeah.
2 in 40, 2 in 50. And one of the guys who nearly won it in all 3 divisions, Greg Hosfeld, 3 world championships.
Yeah. Those are some whiffs there.
Good game, Ronnie.
That's a good one. I like it.
So I don't know. Somehow Lucas won. That's
It's because let's go. Babbit is my lucky charm. I've never won before, so
Well, that's the last episode of Win Dummies. We'll check you on the flip side.
it's been a great run.
wow, that felt good.
Well, Kev, we appreciate you coming on, man. Congratulations. Made a lot of us around here really proud, man.
That was a lot of fun. Thanks a lot for the invite. It's cool stuff, dudes.
I'll see you in Hayes, buddy.
All right, I'll see you in Hayes. It'll be fun, man.
Oh,
See you
sure.
guys.
See you, dude.
All right, guys.
All right. Well, before we sign off, I do. Let me move some things around here. This "Are You a Dummy" is sponsored by Open Tab Project and Brendan Kuntz. He does a lot for the show. Always looking to do some giveaways, and this episode is no exception. So Brendan has made some nice minis. There's some Win Dummies minis and some Diskin Deals minis. And we have 6 of these puppies we're going to be giving away. All right. So if you would like to win one of these, all you got to do is just share the podcast out, share the YouTube channel, share something Win Dummies related. Make sure you are connected to the Facebook group Win Dummies Podcast and tag us, tag me. And we will do a drawing on our next Win Dummies episode for some of these minis. Cool. Thank you, Brendan and Open Tab, for always having new stuff. We have our cups. We have branded hats. And Brendan can do all of this. So there's that DDC hat. Brendan made that. So lots of different things that he can do. So reach out to him if you need any of the goods. All right, boys. And again, I want to thank the sponsor of the episode one more time, Wild Bill Hickok Disc Golf Club. And make sure you go play the Father Padilla Open. Only $45. You get a disc, and you're helping grow the disc golf scene in Harrington.
Get out there to Harrington.
Yep. All right, boys. Anything else before we sign off?
Yeah, I got one thing. The
Okay.
disc golf world lost an awesome individual this week. Dave Himmeline passed, and if you ever bumped into Dave Himmeline, you had a friend for life. So, I mean, I think it's just important to remember that life's fragile, man. So, try to be cool to people, and you never know when the last time you might see or talk to somebody is. So, yeah, I've been reading lots of great memories about him, and just sad that I didn't reach out to him one last time and say something to him.
Yeah.
So,
Go love somebody today.
Yep.
right on.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next month. Remember, second Wednesday of every single month. We push this one back because of Worlds, but we'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye now.